Look, and I don't believe that Kamala Harris offered to pay him $10,000 to do an interview.
Really?
Yeah, you believe that?
No, oh yeah, I believe that. What? Not Kamala Harris, or except for Kamala, whatever you say her name. Definitely.
You think that Kamala Harris,
her team, absolutely
officially offered him $10,000 to do an interview?
See, this is where we get like the degrees of separation. For example, like the Kai Cenat thing. Kamala did not invite or did not say, Kai, can I come to your bedroom to do a stream? Absolutely not. These campaigns work with, like, I just learned this.
Yeah, well, is it some group that has some loose affiliation?
No, official. Vlad, all right, let me put everybody up on game. Hold on, let me put everybody up on game. Because they've offered me money for like, oh, could you post this?
Kamala Harris offered you money to post.
See, this is where we go with who offered it. She has no idea probably who I am.
Yeah.
It's a team connected to her. I'll tell you how I know they have an official, and this is what I'm saying, I believe Dr. Umar, because how do you think Kamala is like DMing these rappers? Yo, Quavo, come up here. Yo, Meg, I need you to twerk. Hell nah. They get these groups, right? And there's actually a website.
Maybe put out feelers.
No. They work with these groups. There's actually a website that shows every single, because they're using campaign funds. Like, these groups are getting paid by campaign funds. All of that is public. So when I realized it was them, I looked up the group and I realized it's on an official government site that it's a organization that has, and they have to show the exact amount they've received. And it shows every year. They have to show the exact amount they've received from campaign funds. You gotta remember, this is presidential campaign funds. This is not like, yo, here's some money.
Listen,
so again,
okay.
They solicited me, right? They solicited me to do something. Now, could I trump it up to say, and no pun intended on Trump, I could be like, Kamala said this. She probably had no idea. Like, this is a campaign team that is.
But here's the thing, right?
So
like,
I definitely believe Dr. Umar.
Someone legitimately close to Trump wanted me to do an interview with Trump. I had FaceTime calls. I'm not going to say who it is, but you've seen him side by side with Trump on stage, right? That's how legitimate it is.
That's one way to do it. There's another way.
Right, listen, so this guy who legitimately is with Trump, very, a couple degrees of, 1 degree, 2 degrees of separation. He was trying to set up the interview with me and Trump. And after months, he said, listen, it has to go through like 3 different levels of people, and it just keeps getting stopped by somebody along the way. So, yes, maybe this group that's associated with Kamala probably pitched this out and whatever else, but I'm sure once they get close to Kamala and they start looking into Dr. Umar's, no white women policies, I don't think Kamala's going to sit down
Why
with
would they do
Umar.
Yo, they got Quavo talking about let's stop gun violence. Oh, Quavo rap about his gun violence.
Quavo's not Dr. Umar Johnson. No. I guarantee you. You want to bet? I'll bet you Umar will never get a Kamala Harris interview. I'll bet you right now. 10 grand. You want to take that bet?
Well,
you want to take that bet?
Hold on. Well, first of all, I don't know how that would get set up, but I do. I just believe that they. Again, we're not talking about like some officials sit down. Like, I mean, listen. I've had opportunities that may even still come later, so I won't say now. Hey, yo, Dr. Umar, you want to come through to this rally? You could talk to him for 10 minutes. You could talk to her for 10 minutes backstage. You could ask certain questions. Of course. Vlad, we're not talking about like...
You want to bet? 10,000.
Again.
You want to bet?
Well, I can't bet for him. Hold on, I can't bet for him because I'm not setting it up.
Let's bet, and if it happens, I'll owe you 10,000.
But here's what I'm saying. It's so happy if it doesn't happen.
You owe me 10,000.
See, I can't bet if because now he has to set it up. I'm telling you, they're reaching out to people, Vlad. Vlad. All right, hold on. I kid you not, and I probably shouldn't even say this. I probably should, because this is my man's. This is my man. I won't even tell you who. Bro, they reached out to me. This is from the Trump's team. They was trying to get Trump to go to Rick Ross's car show, my dude.
Okay.
Bro, so you tell me they down to try to get Trump to go to Rick Ross's car show, but Dr. Umar is such a red flag? Come on, dog. Like, bro, this is the election season. They'll sell anything.
The bet is open. Whenever you want to take it. I got 10 racks.
Well,
I'm good for it.
I would have to be in cahoots with Dr. Umar. That I know he's actively like gonna pursue this thing. But whoever reached out to him, like, this is how I'm thinking about it. there's fluff that Kamala has, like the whole black community. No, she doesn't. Like, she does have like a group of people who say they want the first black female president.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have everybody. A lot of people don't know her policies. And also, there's a part of the black community that resents her because they actually say, you were the woman who were the DA that put a lot of black people in jail.
Right. And you do know that those numbers are not true.
It's not about whether it's true.
Right.
The
number's always been she's put 1,500 black men in jail for marijuana. The real number is actually 55.
Okay.
And they were not all black.
Okay, and what I'm saying is that the swaths of people they're trying to appeal to, right? Put it like this. Have we ever seen rappers this active? Like, yo, I'm telling you, we seen Chef G and Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, that was wild. And then we'll see that Philly rapper.
OT7 Quad, yo, he's lit out here.
Yeah, I bet.
I bet. Yo, Lil Pump, a.k.a. Lil Pimp. What I'm trying to say
man,
is
listen, 10,000 whenever you're ready.
Yo.
Put your money where your mouth is. 10,000 whenever you're ready.
Hold on. But yeah, but
whenever you're ready, 10,000.
No. I want to make this one more point to you.
I bet you
Why
that
do you
changed.
think it
How
would
much
be
that
that
change
much
was?
out of the realm of possibility that somebody who, by the way, I do believe a lot of the black community kind of gets a little bit of their margin, maybe not everything he says. They get a little marching orders from Dr. Umar on pro-blackness.
Yeah.
On pro-blackness.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they want to target that person when they're down to have a potential president sit down with, whether it's you, me, or we're not talking like Fisher, like just, hey, yo, they'll do 10 minutes, they'll do 20 minutes. If they're down to do stuff with us, why wouldn't they want to sit down with this guy?
10,000 whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, 10,000.
I will lock that amount. I'll just have to see because Dr. Umar could be saying it has to be like this. You see, when they're reaching out specifically for, like, they're not saying, hey, we're going to go do a Dr. Umar interview. We're doing a Kamala interview. You're just a guy.
I just feel that someone who is of mixed race herself, who is black and Indian, who has a white Jewish husband, would ultimately, someone at some point would say, this guy who absolutely despises white and black interracial couples, this is not a good look for you, Kamala Harris. This is what I think will happen.
There is no outrage on black people advocating for black on black marriage. There's no outrage that would ever start for that. Secondly, I 100% believe that they would say, hey, listen, we're going to stay off of questions about demonizing either interracial relationship or demonizing white people. 100%. You think they're not going to control that interview?
I think
you
that
think
those,
Megs
I
goes
think
up there and
those
twerks?
interviews,
You think Quavo goes up there and
you
freestyles?
You can try to control an interview, but interviews go out of control.
Vlad, you're not doing an interview with a presidential...
And it's not like they're going to forcibly seize the footage away from Umar. Umar will throw that, I don't like the fact that you're married to a white man in the middle of the interview, and that will go super viral, and it'll backfire. That's what I think will happen.
I've ran it up with a few of these, and I'm not trying to front my move on certain things. You're submitting all your questions.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, you're submitting all your questions.
Doesn't matter.
Most of the times, you're not doing it live. What you know how much vetting Aiden Ross had to get done? Remember, this is right after the NABJ conference with Trump. Trust me, for something to be live and knowing he could say anything, they have vetted him. He was reading from a script. It's the first time I've ever seen Aiden do it. Huh. You're not just getting in there and like, this is not a Charlemagne interview where you're just on your donkey today shit. It's not happening. So again, the reason why I won't take the bet is that I think they would say to Umar, these things, you could ask about maybe some black policies, but you can't talk about some of your normal talking points that might be divisive for the rest of the country and us have out with you. 100%. That might make Dr. Umar say, well, if I can't do that, I'm not doing it. So that's why I wouldn't take the bet. Because, he might be that person, like he's a person, that's his field. Like, for example, imagine if I'm interviewing Trump, right? And they say, yo, listen, all right, we already know your content. You don't get too crazy into foreign politics. All right, you ask questions about black people, ask questions about rappers, whatever. But let's just stay away from Israel and Palestine. I don't talk about that anyway, right? Like, that's how it's kind of gonna be. You get what I mean? So I'm telling you, Vlad, they would kind of skew the interview, and they would probably also have him sign something saying, hey, we're going to have to release the footage to you.
10,000 whenever you're ready.
As I said, hold on.
10,000 whenever you're ready.
No,
you got it. I got it.
But what I'm saying is that he might just turn. You see, I wouldn't give a fuck because I don't ask about questions like that. If Dr. Umar does an interview that they completely control, or they tell him that he can't talk about certain things that's within his already existing talking points, right? Like if they tell me, bro, could you not ask about like some Israel? I don't talk about that shit. So that doesn't affect me. If they tell him, well, you can't talk about this, which is usually in your normal rhetoric, your normal talking points, when he does that interview, he's a fraud. So he might say, no, I'm not doing it if I can't talk about that.
Hey,
so,
man, listen, this is why I'm putting out the 10,000 when you're ready to take it, you know?
Yo, Vlad, you think too high. Yo, these presidential candidates are ghetto. I think Kamala would sit down with Charleston White.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
What?
Charleston White talk about raping babies and, you know what I'm saying, that type of shit? No, she's not going to do it.
Yo, put it like this. They're sitting with people who are talking about mass shootings, who's talking about killing other black people.
So it's a little different. It's a little bit different doing a song, doing some gangster rap type lyrics and everything else like that than someone who
Jeff
does
Jesus got out of jail for a RICO. It was shots getting fired. Like, yo, come on.
Man, listen.
Yo, Trump is saying free young thug.
I think Trump and Kamala is a little bit different. That's all I'm saying. So like I said, when you're ready to take that bet, call me up. Say, Vlad, I'm ready.
Vlad, you think too highly of me. These are yo. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Kamala starts twerking. Yo, this is a ghetto election, man. This is a ghetto election, bro.